Alright then, hey y'all, it's Noah Clark here again, owner of CMC Social Media, and today's video has been a very straightforward one, going with the topic of essentially what is a Spark ad and how you should leverage them inside your ad account. Now, as many of you guys know, a Spark ad is comprised of two main things. Number one, an influencer, which you probably know by now, but essentially it comes down to a person or personal brand that has access to an audience that you want to access, or just a bigger audience in general. And the goal for these campaigns primarily is to pay money or give them a product or offer that benefits them, that allows you to, in exchange, post on their page, or they make content for you that will let you get eyeballs on your product or offering in return. Basically letting you leverage their audience to get access and more eyeballs to your product or service that you want to kind of sell and market towards that audience. Now, of course, there's a lot of benefits to this, because when you do things via an influencer, you basically are allowed to already have a know, like, and trust established beforehand. Because when those kind of people, if they already follow someone, they're more inclined to buy from whatever it is they're pushing, because they've already proven to be trustworthy enough to kind of follow and interact with. So that makes things a lot easier for you when it comes to marketing, because you already kind of had your foot in the door when it comes to accessing that audience, which of course is what you pay for it. Now that's number one when it comes to this. Of course, there's drawbacks to this, like the size of the audience, because of course when a post is made, whether you do it yourself or the brand does it, you're limited to how big that actual audience is and how big their reach is to basically leverage whatever it is you're selling, and you're limited, of course, to how many people are going to see it based on what their organic reach is in that case scenario. Now, the second tier of people and the second type of marketing you can be doing is actual paid media, which is done via an actual ad platform, whether it be TikTok or Facebook. Now, the goal of these campaigns is a lot different. I mean, it's very similar, but it's a lot different in terms of how you structure it. Instead of going and paying money towards an influencer or an individual, you're instead paying money towards the companies who own the platform, which of course are Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever it's going to be. You are paying money towards that platform to, instead of, again, getting access to a person, individual, you are instead getting access to the entire audience of that actual platform houses. In Facebook cases, like well over a few billion, and TikTok is very similar in that regard. So you'll actually get access to a lot more people, and you're only limited to basically the value of the ad that you're sending, as well as how much money you're willing to spend to get access to those people. So you have a lot more scale potential, but also a lot more work that has to be done in terms of making the content and actually, creating and developing a strategy and campaign around who's going to see the ad and why, basically audience testing, that kind of thing. So what is a Spark ad and why you should be using it? Again, a Spark ad is comprised of those two main things: an influencer and actual paid media campaign. And in my opinion, they're one of the better ways of actually running paid media campaigns, especially when it comes to influencer campaigns, because it allows you to have the best of both worlds of those two avenues of influencers and paid media. The goal of a Spark ad is basically to combine them together and basically allow you to run an ad underneath the Spark or whitelisting of the actual influencers you want to be working with. That way you get access to the trust of that influencer, that influencer conveys the trust of the influencer, and allows you to not be limited to how big their audience is. You can spend as much money as you want to get in front of as many people as you want, as long as you have the budget to do it, all while having the actual benefit of it being by an actual influencer who, again, is a real person and not an actual brand.